So from last week, we introduced ourselves to the epistle of 2 Timothy. And today, first of the things the scripture highlights there is that God does not give us the spirit of fear. God does not give us the spirit of fear. So we begin from there, from this spirit that is not given by God, by understanding what fear is. So fear, to deal with, you need to make an understanding what fear is. And according to dictionary, fear is unpleasant emotion, feeling caused by, number one, anticipation or imagination of the awareness of one, danger, two, evil, or pain. So fear is an unpleasant emotion or feeling caused by anticipation or imagination or awareness of danger, evil, and pain. Fear is both a feeling or emotion or a state of being. There are people who are naturally afraid of things, say of heights. There is people who are afraid of, just naturally they are afraid of heights. Others are afraid of snakes, others are afraid of insects or imaginary things that people imagine and they fear. Others are even afraid of the unforeseen circumstances of their lives. So they are generally filled with emotions or feelings or just a state of being afraid. The second way of dealing with fear is outlining the fears. Outline your fears. The greatest way to outline our fears is make a list of the things you are afraid of. Is the fear real? Let's say fear for death, fear of a debt that you owe someone, fear of crime, fear of unemployment, and especially with the shaking economy of our countries, states, and the world. Or are you facing evil? Because people who are living in places where evil is prevalent, they may equally be afraid of evil. Childlessness. Are you married for a long time and you are afraid that you may not get children, or you feel like you are late in getting a child? Or are you oppressed in the places that you are working? Or is the high cost of living today making you afraid and shake? Or pain, or etc. Every other aspect of fear, pain. Maybe you are going through a suffering, you are going through a disease, or a hard time, or an ailment in your life. For this, you accept what you can't change, adjust what you can, advance, and even move on. There are things you need to change in your life. You change maybe your location if you are insecure. Accept those things that you cannot change. There are things that are above you. There is nothing you can do to bring the cost of living down, that we leave it to governments. You just adjust. If you are living in a house that is a bit making your money much more drains you much of your money, makes it hard for you to make other goals and persuasions realistic, just adjust. Make an adjustment and make an advance and move on. Number two, the second part of outlining our fears, is it imaginary? Are our fears imaginary? Things programmed into our brains, anxieties of life, the what ifs. Fees is not paid. If I fail to start this business or this project, if we fail to express ourselves well and we think that people may reject us, if I can't just face him, those situations that you feel like I cannot just face these situations. Conquer these feelings. What needs to be started, just start. Pull out of those toxic environments. If you feel you are afraid of this relationship, express what needs to be expressed in a relationship, in your marriage, in whatever environment. Just express what needs to be expressed. For what was to happen can still happen anyway. Better fail trying than not to. And the worst that can happen is being told no. That is the best and that is the worst you expect. So conquer these fears, realize them, conquer them, express what needs to be expressed. Move out of a toxic environment and even relationships. Move out and just start what needs to be started. Number C is that the other way to outline our fears is having mixed reactions. Being not sure. The other half of you is afraid. The other half of you is not sure of what you need. We are not being in a state of not being balanced, not firm. Then I don't know. The I don't knows of life. The things that you say I don't know. You're not sure. You are confused. You are in mixed. Let's not say confusion, but being in a state of mixed reactions. Do you like what you don't? You're not sure whether you like. You don't know whether you are in love or not. You are just afraid. You are not sure whether you are afraid. You are not sure whether you are satisfied. Just say I am not sure. In being in a state of not being sure of your life, of the situations and the conditions of your life, just it's like living in suspension. It's like living in a coma. So being in suspense is like living in coma. So be sure, be firm, confirm with yourself whether you are afraid or not. Be sure of the situations and the conditions of your life. Then you outline your fear. And thirdly, the way to deal with fear is take on the positive fear, the fear of God. This is the courage to conquer all other fears, just like in Joshua chapter 1 verse 7 to 9, that I have reminded you, be courageous, be strong, be courageous, have that heart of courage to face every situations by putting on the positive fear. And this aspect of positive fear is the fear of God. The fear of God is the stability of our souls. Just like in Romans chapter 8, verse 31 to 39, what can separate us from the love of God? So the love of God and the fear of God is the stability of our souls for every situation and every condition. When we take on the positive fear of God, our faith grows and flourishes in living in awe and in reverence of God through the trials of life. So when we take on the positive aspect of fear, that is the fear of God, our faith grows and flourishes in living in awe and in reverence of God through the trials of life. For life has many trials, life has many challenges. So put on the positive fear of God to help us understand and overcome fears. And finally, for God does not give us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. God bless us and keep us.